Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new GameItAll.com podcast. I'm Lucas Grimm.
Hey, what up? It's Pino 25.
So, we are here for the week of March 22nd, 2019. Actually got the date right this time on first
Yes.
go. Yes, finally.
And SSDs are the way to go because spitting hard drives suck balls.
Okay.
Because it took me like 10 minutes to start up the laptop compared to my desktop that takes like 2 seconds.
Wow.
So,
That's pretty shitty.
yeah, not a fan of spinning hard drives.
All right. Well, we have a lot of stuff to go through because GDC was this week. And surprisingly, not a whole lot of major news that was occurring. But the stuff that we did get was interesting, to say the least. So let's start off the gate here, right with the big announcement: Google's foray into gaming.
Their gaming console with quotation marks,
Make
which
sure we
is
have this.
essentially a streaming platform.
Yeah, and
So okay, it's Google. They have money. They have lots of tech. They power a good chunk of the internet
yeah,
with search, Google Docs, YouTube, email, and a
exactly.
whole whack of news and a whole whack of other stuff. Google has also had some failed ventures when they put their foot into social media. That was a
Google
complete
Plus, yeah.
bust. But it was a good adventure for them. They also did music with Google Music that works pretty decent, and we'll see with that. But they announced their streaming platform. So a couple months ago, they had the Google Stream test thing that they had Assassin's Creed Odyssey running, and you could stream it to literally any device. It was completely free, and it was just to see how the platform would work. And then later on, which at GDC, they talked about the actual tech and how it will work. So.
So that was interesting because immediately when the rumors started that Google was trying to do something with streaming and gaming, immediately that started. Oh, hey, they want to get into gaming. They want to do uh, get in on the market, pretty much. And
Yeah.
immediately that brought up a lot of different questions.
Well,
The
okay.
test itself was actually a good way to put a lot of those questions at ease because Odyssey ran well for a lot of these people.
It ran well, but the the more we see of this, the more it raises more questions. So let's start with the tech. Let's start with the tech analysis.
Okay.
So during the presentation, they showed off what the system can do. So I'll talk about the hardware first, and then we'll move into essentially what they're planning and what our concerns are. So essentially for GPU, it's got a 10 teraflop architecture for the GPU. So if you look at the PS4 or the original Xbox, like the Xbox One, we were at like 1 to 1.9 teraflops. So that's very low. This is 10. You look at the PS4 Pro, 4.2. You look at the Xbox One X, 6.0. So this has 4 on top of the Xbox One X. So essentially, in total, they're combining a PS4 Pro with a Xbox One X together, and you're getting that amount of power in this system. Well, in raw GPU performance. That doesn't mean it's gonna work a million times better if it's not optimized. So it all depends. Compute units, they're looking at 56, and they're going to be using HBM2 memory. So from that, well, and we also know that they made a deal with AMD. Not really surprising because you look at all the consoles, AMD has the market. AMD is essentially the monopoly because they have this APU that runs the PS4 and also the APU that runs the Xbox One. So essentially, if you buy one of those consoles, you're buying AMD. They own the monopoly. So with this, it's looking like they're using a Vega 56, which is a last generation graphics card. That's my first. That's weird. So I'm going, why are they using architecture from a year and a half ago if this is new revolutionary hardware? You think they would have went if they were going with AMD, you think they would have went with a Radeon 7, which they only announced at CES back, a couple like 2 months ago. You think they would have went with that on the cutting edge, not a card that's a year and a half old. Also, they picked the Vega 56, not the 64. That's also weird. They should have went with the 64. It was a more powerful card if they're trying, because they're trying to hit 4K 60 with this right out of the gate. So you think they would have got a better higher end card. So that's the GPU. So we'll see what they do with that. If they can do good work, like the developers can do good work out of it, we'll have some nice performance. And they're also looking at scaling it up. So Google will upgrade the cards as time goes on, as new games come out, new hardware comes out. They will be upgrading their servers. All right, so for CPU, we are looking at a custom x86 architecture. x86 has been around for frickin' ever. It's essentially Intel or AMD chips that you have on your PC, or all the way up to a server. It's 2.7 gigahertz, so very competent, like a very normal CPU power. It's got hyperthreading and also AVX2, which is essentially a streaming format. So that's going to allow us to have decent streaming from the Google servers to our device. So from what it looks like for that they're using for the CPU is going to be one of AMD's Epix chips, which is their higher end CPUs for the servers. It's compared to like a Xeon chip from Intel on the server platform. I kind of know this processor from looking at hardware. It looks like it's an $800 Canadian chip on this thing. And then memory is going to be 16 gigs of memory. The thing with the memory, it's going to be shared with the GPU. This is very common in the console space, that you have X amount of memory, and it's usually allotted between the GPU and the CPU. So to have a consistent memory across the board. But on a PC architecture, you usually have them separated. You have your GPU that has its own memory, and then you have the system that has its own memory. So 16 gigs of RAM, it's using HBM2. The thing with HBM2 is it's super fucking fast. You're getting terabytes of speed. You can get really, really quick speed. But the thing is, it's super expensive for what it is. And if the developers do not know how to use this, the performance is shit. The way to look at HBM memory is essentially how developers were dealing with the PS3 way back. Developers had a hard time dealing with the PS3 for a long time because the architecture was so difficult compared to the 360. So it was very hard to dev for the unit. So the games didn't run as great on the PS3 compared to the 360 in the beginning, unless they were a first-party developer that knew how to wreck the crap out of the machine. And in level 2, level 3 cache is supposed to be 9.5 megs. So if developers can do this right, the game is going to run fabulously. But the thing is, with these graphics card, with the Vega 56 and stuff like that, you look at AMD versus NVIDIA, the games, yes, it has more memory and it's HBM2, but the games run pretty much the same because developers have a hard time tinkering with HBM. So I'm intrigued to see with that. So that's essentially my analysis of hardware. They're using a Vega 56. I'm pretty sure they're using an FX chip, and the memory is essentially all integrated. So
it sounds as of hardware, Google kind of knows what they're doing at this point. It's just a matter of what the developers are going to do.
It's still weird that they picked AMD, because for the longest time, Google is, for their servers, has primarily been an NVIDIA business. So it's weird.
Yeah, but we've been
Um,
seeing a lot of weird moves by game developers and game companies recently, so this could be something that may actually be a good move. It's hard to
I don't
say
know.
though.
I hate and I'm not a fan of AMD because it's fool me once, fool me twice situation
Hmm.
of their hardware just does not perform compared to Intel. Yes, it's cheaper, but in the long term, you usually get screwed with AMD. That's the problem. But
Okay.
what they're doing with this is they're doing elastic upgrades. So over time they'll be changing out parts. All right, so essentially how it works. Are we to that part now?
Yeah, we're at this part. So how it works?
All right, how it works essentially, well, remember On Live years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
So essentially, this is On Live or GeForce Go or any of these gaming platforms. So you do not do the compute at your house. The compute
No,
is done at a server farm at the Googles, or if let's say GeForce for Nvidia, they have theirs. It's at their server farm. Same as On Live, same as everything else. There's a room full of PCs, and they play these games. Essentially, it is super fast hardware, and then you pay a price to play. So essentially, that you have an
that's
account.
yeah, that's what we're assuming here because we don't know how their model is actually going to be. Like
Yes, that's
as of how everything's going to run, like the computers, information like that. Yes, is it going to be subscription or are we going to have to pay for the games? That's
that's just it. That's what I don't get.
yeah,
So essentially, how On Live used to do it was there was two different levels of subscription. You could have the essentially you got the basic subscription package that would give you access to, let's say, 100 older games, and then you could buy new games also. And that's the thing, like we don't know if you're going to pay $20 a month and you're going to be given access to all the games, or you're going to pay $20 a month, have access to all these older games, and then let's say um uh I don't know.
have to pay a premium for the other ones.
Yeah, you'll have to pay full price.
Yeah,
That's what scares me, and I'm like, I don't want to pay full price for something that's coming out that I don't even have a copy of it because it's running on the Googles.
yeah.
So
That's what a lot of people are kind of concerned about right now, especially with the pricing plan and subscription model. What's going to be there? Because you look at right now, like because on live's no more. That's gone.
that doesn't
uh,
exist.
doesn't exist. So we can't follow their suit. But the closest thing we have to this now is PlayStation Now and the Xbox Game Pass. Now,
Yeah, well, and Xbox Game Pass doesn't really count because it's not streaming. Well,
it
it's
okay.
a subscription.
This is the closest that we have as a subscription based model.
Yes.
Now, so when we look at like PlayStation Now, we'll use PlayStation Now because that's the one I'm more familiar with. You have the streaming capability available. And if your internet connection is good, it runs well. You can stream, do everything that you need. It plays like you're playing it on the fucking console. But there's
But
limitations. You
there's
don't
a
have
price also.
the price is also there. The price is about well, let's see, it was like $40
It's
for 3 months.
19.99 per month if you're doing per month basis, and it's
Yes.
$100 a year. So essentially $8 a month if you do the subscription for a year.
Now,
Still,
like the original at first when it was just the PS3 games, and it was like just your older group of games. At that point, I would say the PlayStation Now was not worth it. That was uh,
no.
that was not giving you the stuff that you need. The stuff like it was a good access to play some older games, but the service wasn't set for like actually enjoying these older games or enjoying your games in this case because you didn't have access to them from any other system. Your save files had to start over. It was very, very awkward.
Yeah, that's just it.
Eventually, eventually it did grow up because now you have the PS4 games on there. Now you have the ability to download them and use them as if you have the game itself. But
yeah,
and that is at the point where it's okay. This is worth it now.
but the thing is, you're still limited to hardware. You're still limited to specific devices.
That's true. Like
That's the biggest problem. That's because this whole idea of game streaming as a service is essentially they're going after Netflix. It's essentially that's the bigger idea. The thing is, the reason why Netflix succeeded and is still succeeding is because it's literally on every freaking platform everywhere's. And the price is affordable. That people can deem it and go, yeah, it's worth it because I'm getting new stuff and it's only, well, with the price increase, it's like $10 a month.
Yeah, somewhere around that. Yeah. So that's, that's worth it. So as long as the pricing is done well and because we do know it's going to be on multiple systems. We're going to have it on Chromecast. It'll be available on your phone, internet browser, like anything that can really connect into it.
But there's a but. The only way that this is going to succeed is if they have it on the actual consoles and that you can use your actual controller to play games.
I don't know about that part. I'm going to disagree, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's the way it's going to succeed.
It is going to succeed if you do it that way. Yeah, it will definitely succeed if you do it like that.
Because people don't want to buy extra hardware.
No, and that's the thing. That is actually the big thing.
That's
Google doesn't want you to buy the extra hardware. The only piece of hardware that you're getting from this is a controller. And that is an optional thing. You can use a Bluetooth controller or a like 360 controller that's plugged in.
Yeah, but on your TV.
On my TV, if I have I have a Roku. I don't have Chromecast. If I had
it's not going to work.
It would work properly. The Roku, yeah, it's not going to work with that. Unless Google makes it available on it.
Probably not. But that's the thing. And then you still need a controller.
Yeah, well, if that was the case, definitely I need the controller. So if I'm playing this on my laptop where I don't need the controller, I can hook up my 360 controller.
Yeah, well, that's just it. But the general consumer, they don't want to buy a controller. That's the thing. Like, people don't want to buy. They don't want to buy extra hardware for this to work because people are lazy. That's the thing. People is so ingrained in their habits that they don't want to essentially change because people are fucking lazy. And don't get me wrong, that's why I have my whole architecture in my house set up. I don't want to change anything. And like I said before, people don't have their PC hooked up to their TVs. That's not a normal thing. I do because I'm like that. Same as Sly.
Yeah.
But we're weird like that. And the normal people don't even have a PC close to their TV. Whoa. They might hook it up once to try it and go, okay, this is pretty cool. And then they'll never touch it again.
Yeah, this is like me with Crave TV. Since we don't have anything on PlayStation for that, I have to hook up the laptop to the TV in order to watch it.
It's not worth it.
It's annoying. I'll do it for Letterkenny, but that's about it.
But that's just it. That's why people want. The only way this is going to succeed is if Google is able to put it on every single platform.
And I don't know if that's going to be possible. Like
I,
I'm going to give a couple. There's a chance the Switch might be able to pull it off, but right
uh,
now the
no,
Switch.
yeah, I believe Nintendo will do it, and I also believe Microsoft will do it.
Sony definitely it's going to be a uphill
No, that's
battle.
gonna be a hell to the no battle.
Yeah.
I believe Phil is gonna agree to do it
Well,
because
well, that was the thing at GDC after they showed it. Phil was ecstatic. He was going, "Yes, this is kind of what we've been planning and wanting from as of with the Xbox Game Pass. So this is we're going to get Google to show you this, and I think he's actually going to
make
probably
it work.
adopt it, make it work for
And
the Xbox.
that's the thing. And like I said for a long time, the only way that this can work is if it's not one of the big three that owns it. It needs to be a third party company that comes in. And that's why
And
Netflix succeeded.
right, and
So
Google is like it's the biggest company out there, pretty much. You
yeah.
have something they can throw their weight around a little bit more to get that, and it could work. It could work that way. Um,
But yeah,
I,
I'm very impressed that you can plug a Chromecast into your TV and stream it to that.
yeah,
That is
and
fabulous. Also, the controller does not hook up to the Chromecast itself. It hooks up to your Wi-Fi, and then it connects directly to Google.
Jesus,
Um,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of impressive, to be honest. Yeah,
well, essentially, that's how the Chromecast works with your phone.
yeah.
Your phone doesn't connect directly to the Chromecast; it just connects to your network. Same as like the Sonos speakers and everything else. It all hooks up to your network. So that I'm impressed with the controller and how it works with the Chromecast that I didn't have to buy a separate piece of hardware.
I'm actually gonna give the controller a little bit of credit. Like first time I saw it, looked at the picture, it was so like nothing too special. The more that I'm looking at it, it does look like it's going to be more comfortable than
Well, my
intended.
only concern is the D-pad. It looks very
Yeah,
flimsy.
okay, the D-pad, I will give you that.
It
Yes.
looks very flimsy and it looks like a pain in the ass to use. But other than that, the analog sticks look nice, same as the buttons, and it's a
Now,
controller.
let's like because
Okay,
we know
let's
it's
get
going to
to our
go.
concerns.
Yeah, let's get to some of our concerns, and this is one that a lot of people has internet speed because look where we live. We live in rural New Brunswick, Canada.
Hey,
That
we're getting a big investment of money to roll
we
out
are.
fiber.
That was a big thing very recently, so that's good. But at the moment, like if it launches before that's finished, it's not going to be a big thing over here because our internet speeds do not hit the right areas, the right
Well,
speed.
not just that. The other thing is look down in the States. There's a lot of places down in the States that they have shit ass internet,
Oh yeah,
and they're in America.
see. One of my jobs is a technical support for an ISP, and a lot of people are still on fucking dial up. So
So, you
no,
know, and
those
even if they have fast internet, these companies down in the States have caps, which is
that too.
bizarre. It's something we haven't seen in Canada for a long fucking time.
Oh, Rogers still has it.
No, they don't.
Oh, they got rid of it.
They got rid of it like 3 years ago.
Oh fuck. Okay.
3 or 4 years. It's been a while.
All right. Well, that's
So
good then.
okay, so yeah, there's that. There's the caps. There's like the speed of the internet.
And so yeah, the caps and speed of the internet has been one of the biggest concerns, and Google has come out and said this in a couple of different interviews of what we can expect in that section because they are aware that people are uh, or having this problem where the speed is going to be a problem and those internet caps are going to be in place. They're not really worried about the caps at the moment, and they did say they will throw their weight around a bit more in that terms as well, especially when it comes to the fact that it's like, hey, we're innovating something that's going to be really big for the internet. You have to catch up to us,
Yeah.
or else your customers are going to go, yeah, fuck off. And that's pretty much what Google, what their statement was. That's paraphrasing, of course, but that was pretty much their statement. Is that the companies are going to have to catch up to them if they want to make sure that their customers stay in place.
Yeah.
And the other biggest thing, they said that you need about uh, 25 megabytes per second
Regular
to
speed if you want to be
regular
going
speed.
at 1080p. If you're
And
doing 720, you're looking at about 15.
yeah, and even then they said we recommend 25. You really, it's 20. You'll be fine. Uh, Pretty much what they said. If you can run YouTube, so if you're watching this fluently, you can run the Stadia.
Yeah, but I can run YouTube on 7.
And actually, that's the problem with you because you can run YouTube, but at the minute that we put more like focus on your bandwidth, you're lagging as all hell.
Yeah. But
So
but I can play games online, no problem. So, but yeah, um so we'll see with that. We'll see what they do with the whole speed and things like that. But the other things are, like we said before, the price. We have no idea what the price is going to be. Um, you know, they
yeah,
can't make it too expensive. The only way this is going to work is if the price is cheap. The price cannot cost a fortune because Google needs to undercut everyone. Like, literally.
that's pretty much right. So we need a subscription plan, pretty much. I think, and
Yeah.
that will really kick everything off.
Yeah.
If And here's the thing: Google has this. They have stated that we have the plan. We know what it's going to cost, how much it's going to cost to people, and we have it all set in place. But we're not going to mention it right now. So
Well,
pretty much the GDC conference was, we're announcing this. This is happening. This is our plan. We'll let you know more in the summer.
yeah. So, but the thing is, they can't make it too expensive because there's always a dollar per amount of when people are gonna go. This is worth it. If it's too much, people aren't gonna go. And this is worth it. I'll buy it some other time.
Well, plus you got to take into account of the library that's going to be involved,
That's just
because
it.
that's
List of
where
game.
that's where the pricing is going to be. Is this worth it? And at this point, it's hard to say.
Well, look at freaking Nintendo Online. $3 a month.
Yeah, Nintendo Online is, in my opinion, worth it, especially in comparison to, uh, well, when you look at PlayStation and
Two
Xbox.
games a month?
2 games a month with PlayStation, and well, you get 2 games a month with Nintendo too. But once again, $3 a month, and it's classic NES. You get these extra SP versions, which is, that's pretty cool.
Eh. But like that's the thing. Like $3 a month, like $25 a year. What more do you want?
Yeah,
Like that's a
and
bargain.
that's your online service, uh, your ability to play Tetris 99, your
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so on and so forth. So it's
So yeah, list of games, that's gonna be a big thing. Um
so
and
right now we have 2 games that we know that's coming out, and that's going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Doom Eternal. Id was actually at the press conference. They were showing Doom running on the servers, and admittedly, it looks nice. But once again, it's Doom.
But I
So
still want Doom on my actual hardware.
yeah, to be honest, yeah, that is still going to be the fact.
So
But here's the thing: so we have Doom, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If this is under a subscription, that is depending on how that is. Those are big names right there that I can play anytime, bring it with me anywhere as I go.
yeah, whoa, bring it anywhere's with you.
With as long as I have the internet connection.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing. We also know that there is the Stadia studios. So these are going to be the guys that's led by Jade Raymond, who helped created Assassin's Creed and worked with EA with Star Wars. So she's a big name in gaming, and she's done a lot of good stuff. So she's actually the head of the gaming, like creation division in this case. So Google will have its own exclusives.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Google exclusives. That's if they can pull that off, that's going to be its selling feature.
It will, and that's the thing. Like, because if you look at Netflix now, one of the biggest selling features of Netflix is
or Amazon Prime
or Amazon Prime. Yeah, you look at those two. The biggest thing is that you have
the
like
exclusives.
Yeah, you have all your exclusive original content right there.
That's why people are willing to pay money for a service.
That's the reason why I'm paying for Prime is because I want to watch American Gods. American Gods is on Prime.
That's why HBO has existed for 20 plus years.
Exactly.
And people pay $20 a month for HBO.
Because they want to watch their Game of Thrones, they want to watch their Ballers, they want to watch whatever else they can throw at them.
They wanted to watch freaking Oz back in the day, or The Sopranos.
Exactly.
Like,
and so
or The Wire.
This is going to be the biggest point of the Stadia.
Yeah,
if Jade and her team can come up with something fucking amazing,
because it's not going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's not going to be Doom Eternal. No. Because those games, well, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a month after it came out, was on sale for half price.
Exactly.
So essentially, me getting it on the streaming service is not going to make me go out and get it on the streaming service day one. Because I'll just wait for it to go on sale.
No, and that's true. And
so, yeah.
And Doom Eternal is going to be on everything. So
yeah, and I'm going to get that on the PC because it's Doom.
Exactly.
Like literally, it's fucking Doom. And like Doom 2016, holy fuck, ran amazing on everything. It was so well optimized. So yeah, no price, which is weird. No list of games. That's going to be a big thing. If you get it, subscription versus, if you have to pay for the game. When are games coming out for this thing? Did they come out the same day? We learned a bit more about hardware requirements, same as networks. It needs to be on consoles to succeed because, but I do believe it's going to be on the Xbox, same as on the Switch. And it needs to be cheap. It needs to undercut everything else and be affordable. Because if it's not affordable, people are not going to buy it. Yeah. And my last concern was, why is it running Vega 56? It should have been running Radeon 7. So, but we will see more this summer.
Yeah, so we know we're getting more in summer, and we'll be finding out more on that. So, summer, I'm thinking they're probably going to have something being said at E3 even.
Probably. They will most likely be at E3. Well, also EA and Sony dropped out, so.
Yeah, take one of their conferences. We'll be fine.
Yeah. So, and one way that I can see how they can do new games. So, essentially on live, way back when Deus Ex, what was it?
Human Revolution.
Was it Human? Yeah. So Human Revolution, when that released day one, I bought the PC version and it came with a code inside the box to get the on live version included.
Yeah.
So Square was thinking ahead. So this would be the way for people to jump on Google Stadia. So they buy a copy of, let's say, something that's coming out, something big.
We'll
Let's
go
say,
with Doom Eternal just to keep with the thing we know it's coming out
but
for.
what? Doom Eternal. Okay, so I buy a copy of Doom Eternal for the PC, the PS4, the Xbox One, or the Switch. In the box, there's a code that says, hey, you can get it on the Stadia. So I go onto my Google account, I type in my code, boom, it's linked to my account permanently, and I can play it on the Stadia, and I can also play it on my platform that I purchased it on. That is the way that Google will essentially attract new customers, because they don't have to drop a penny to try it.
That's saying if they don't go straight out with the subscription, because they could just do this is full subscription model, and if that's the case, like that will be fine. That's what you do.
But I highly doubt that they're gonna do subscription on new games.
And the only reason why I doubt that is just because of Microsoft at the moment. Game Pass has done very well. And it's mainly thanks to the fact that a lot of your Xbox One games are their release date.
Well, yeah, because who in their right mind wants to pay $80 for Crackdown 3? It was terrible. No. Crackdown 2 had better Metacritic reviews. That's bad. So that's the only way.
Also, Crackdown 2 didn't kill Terry Crews within the first 15 minutes.
Well, whatever. I'm not playing it, so
that is what pissed me off.
So that's just it. That's the way that it's going to entice people if you have to pay for the new games.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that it's a good business model. It's the way to entice people to get a trial, to get a taste of it, and then if they get a taste of it, that's when they're hooked.
All right. So let's move on to one of the other big things that happened this week. Nintendo had a new press conference.
Yes, and they showed off a ton of indie games.
Yes, and a lot of them looked very interesting, I will give.
But that's the Nindies anytime.
Yeah, Nindies are usually hit and miss for me. I usually find because you usually get a lot of the good ones, and then you get a lot of crap with them. But of course, we're going to talk about some of the ones that we were the most interested in, and we got to start off with the first one they showed off at the conference or presentation. Because this one this is an exclusive. It's not going to be on any other consoles game. And that is Cuphead. Cuphead is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, but the thing with Cuphead was, I think it was more of a timed exclusive than anything else.
No, it is actually Microsoft put the money to Studio MD.
Well, do you know what? Microsoft adores Nintendo.
That is the thing. That was the thing that I wanted to mention, because during the presentation, they're like, oh, hey, yes, Cuphead is coming to the Switch, thanks to our friends at Microsoft. As somebody who lived through pretty much all versions of the console wars, that shocked me.
Yeah, but you know what? Do you know what? When the 360 came out... What?
Oh, talking to our people in chat.
Okay, so when the 360 came out, they essentially said, hey, you can buy a 360 plus a Wii for the price of a PS3.
I mean, yeah, they did say that. That was one thing.
It was implied, so, you know.
That was one thing, because that was also a blow to Sony, where that was a bigger enemy. And I mean,
Nintendo isn't... they're not really full-blown console. They're this like weird thing, but I still love my Switch.
Oh yeah, now my Switch is awesome. I have a problem with drifting on the controllers, but it's awesome. But
Hey, don't get me wrong. I still want my TV only Switch. No mobile, no screen, no nothing, just TV.
Oh, I thought you meant about that the giant Switch that one guy made.
No. I want literally a Switch that plugs into your TV and that's it. For half the price.
Well, you never know. So here's the thing.
Cuphead.
Cuphead. That is developed, or it's being brought over thanks to Microsoft. And I'm going to end up snapping my Switch in half. I know that, playing that game. Because that almost what's happened to Sly's controllers when we were playing it on Xbox. I mean, hell, you've seen it during our Extra Life stream. He literally, during the stream, got so mad that he went to the main menu and deleted it from his console.
He's like, fuck this, we're done.
Like, nope. No.
We're done. Well, I'm still not gonna buy it again because I bought it day one. Yeah. And
I mean, you have no reason to buy it again in this case.
Yeah, that's just it, because I own every platform. So when a game comes out and I want it, I will buy it day one, and that's it.
See, on my end, I don't have Cuphead because I don't have the Xbox One.
Yeah, but you could have bought it on Steam.
I could have. I didn't, but I could have. But I can definitely see myself playing it on the Switch. Just need to make sure I don't slam the screen onto the ground and stomp on it repeatedly.
That it's on fire.
And set it on fire and maybe put it out with piss. But that's just me.
Oh, it turns into Postal?
Yeah, we're just gonna play Postal with it.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta stop. We gotta make that rule that we don't talk about that game. Seriously.
Okay, so there was Cuphead. All right.
Okay, so Cuphead. After that, we also had Blaster Master Zero, which came out on that same day for $10 American. Fucking great game, by the way. I got to play through it a little bit with Sly. He showed me some stuff, and it looks awesome. Excuse me for one moment.
There's cackling.
There's cackling.
Okay, so Blaster Master Zero. What else?
So we have Blaster Master Zero. One of the other ones that really intrigued me was a game called The Red Lantern. And that is a dog sledding FTL style survival game. I didn't think I would need a game that was based around dog sledding until I saw that.
Yeah, but it's FTL.
That's actually a little bit, to me personally, that's a slight turnoff because I'm not a big FTL fan. Like, it's good. I see the appeal, but it's just wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else was there?
No. Well, I still want to talk about Red Lantern.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, it looks fucking phenomenal. Has like we seen during the trailer, like freaking bears attack you. There was bears. There was other stuff. Your dogs can fail and die, which is fucking saddening. But it looks fucking phenomenal. My only problem that I had with the trailer is that it took me halfway through to figure out that I wasn't playing by the point of view of the dog.
No.
I thought, like, the way that the trailer was talking, I was being the dog. And I was more excited for it as that version of the game. I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to be a sled dog? That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But no, that's but it's still, either way, looks fucking amazing. I can't wait to play that one.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about Zelda.
Oh yes, we also got to talk about Cadence of Hyrule. Which
Okay. This year alone, we've had 2 Link to the Past Zelda style games.
Link to the Pasms.
Link to the Past
Okay.
style games.
Yeah, because we're getting Link's Awakening, and now we're
Yes.
getting a Crypt of the Necrodancer mashup with The Legend of Zelda, and that looks awesome. By the way, I haven't played Necrodancer, to be honest.
Okay, Sly would agree. Link to the Past generation, best generation.
Oh yeah, no, that's no doubt.
It is the best non 3D, top down, hack and slash amazingness.
Yes, I agree.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see more of that. And I'm also excited to see more of Link's Awakening remastered
So,
or remake or whatever.
Cadence of Hyrule will be out later this summer. Also coming this summer, we have Double Fine's Rad, which looks fucking phenomenal. I can't
And
wait.
my comments was, fuck yeah, Tim Schafer. That's it. Like, there's nothing else.
Oh yeah. But I'm a huge fan of anything Double Fine throws out. So Rad looks phenomenal. Bit of an Okami mixed with like Kid Chameleon to it. So I'm kind of intrigued about how that's actually going to work.
Yeah.
And hey, it has Double Fine's trademark comedy because you look at the ability to lay eggs of monsters with your heads on it. And, you know, that just screams Double Fine.
Yeah. What else was there?
Those were the ones that really stood out for me.
Okay.
I felt everything else was kind of bland, to be honest. I'm excited to see what the indie sections will do, but it wasn't the only game that was actually got announced for the Switch. Because like this week alone, the Switch had so many different games announced for it. Because we also have Idea Factory and Compound Hearts, Moriro Chronicles. Not sure if I said that right, which was a PS Vita game that's very suggestive content, where you worked with monster girls to fight other monster girls to stop them from rampaging. And hey, here's the thing about this one though. Because Sony has been doing all this shit about censoring pretty much everything that's been coming out. When you look at Devil May Cry had a lot of censoring for a couple scenes.
That's why you want the PC version.
Yeah, or even the Xbox One version that was much better. But you're looking at this game, Moriro Chronicles, and it has all of its complete original artwork, meaning this game is completely uncensored on Nintendo's friendly family console.
Yeah, but whoa. Look at the Wii in Japan.
I'm not sure where I follow on this one.
Yeah, but there was a lot of games that were not censored in Japan, but they were censored here.
Okay.
You know.
I don't remember much of them. Oh, whatever. That's fine.
But yeah, so yeah, there's been a bunch of other games. So we good with Nintendo?
Oh, we also got told that Mutant Year Zero is also coming to the Switch. That game is actually perfect for the Switch, and I'm surprised it hasn't come out before on that.
It was from a small studio, so
yeah. But that's also going to get an expansion DLC that will be included with the Switch edition. So that's definitely interesting to see on there. What else did we get?
Oh, and it's also on Humble this month.
Yes, that's
for Humble Access.
It's also
or Humble Monthly Bundle
big,
or whatever.
Big Humble Monthly. Just 1 second here.
Can't go wrong for $12.
Castle Crashers. Crashers will be coming to the Switch and PS4. And yeah, that was some of the big ones that I seen. Definitely very interested to see. I'm definitely excited for Castle Crashers. Yep. Any excuse to play that again is well deserved.
Yep. Okay, so freaking everyone is telling Steam where to go and how to get there.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
everyone's moving over to the Epic Store. So the latest blow by blow is from Obsidian? Yeah, Obsidian.
Now, here's the thing. I've been hearing mixed reports with this one, so I'm not sure which one to believe at this time. But some people have reported that Obsidian had nothing to do with this deal. It was
Well,
their
no, it's more of
publisher.
a Microsoft thing.
Oh, okay.
Because Microsoft recently bought Obsidian not that long ago.
But
Remember?
I thought the Other Worlds was being published by somebody else.
No. Well, I don't know. It's coming to. It's coming. It's an exclusive to the Microsoft Store and also the Epic Store. It is skipping Steam altogether. And in the past couple weeks, I've looked at the Epic Store and I'm like, well, it's diversity, you know. Um, I can get Metro for $10 less on the Epic Store compared to Steam.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
Okay.
$10 American, so we're looking at almost $16, no tax. So I'm saving almost 20 something dollars buying it on the Epic Store.
That makes sense. Okay.
And then there was a bunch of other games that
Now,
essentially went exclusive.
and also continue on with a story that we had last week with the Rape Day game.
Oh, we didn't talk about Yakuza,
What about Yakuza?
The Judgment.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that one. That is a whole situation that's really weird. We'll get into that part here. But first things first, that other shitty, horrible
All right,
game.
Rape Day.
Yeah. So that game, like, Steam went out and said, yeah, we don't, it's going to be too much of a financial cause. We have that whole conversation about that where it's like, hey, that was just a bad move in general. You should have just said, hey, it doesn't fit with our platform. Fuck off. When now what Epic is saying is that, oh, yeah, we want actual games. We don't want porn games. That's what Epic has actually come out and said pretty much at GDC. And I mean, I get where they're getting, and I understand both their platforms, like both their ideas at this. Steam at one point moderated everything and made sure like all the games, everything like that was
Good.
yeah, good. Everything ran right before it got
Yeah.
launched. And then they decide that there's more of an idea of let people
Self-police. Well, and
self-police.
then the problem was there was people bitching about Valve going, this is not right. Our games are not getting published because they don't, go up to their standards, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So
So
Valve was like, fuck it.
yeah, and Valve was like, yeah, all right, that's fine. Police yourselves. Let the money choose where, like, if they want this, they'll pay for it. That's it. I understand that point of view because that, and to me, does make sense.
Well,
You,
it evokes freedom of speech.
yeah, it's a bit of a freedom of speech method, and uh, you can get your porn game. You can get your game about ghosts having sex with like people because
There's a but.
there's
There's always a but. Some games can take it too far.
exactly, and that was the case with Rape Day. So
And
that's
also active shooter.
an active shooter and hatred.
Mm.
Those games took it too far. That was too much. Yeah, pull back, rein it back, and Epic is straight out says, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that type of controversy. We don't want that anything like that around our store. No AO games. M-rated is fine. The minute you throw in a gratuitous amount of nudity or anything, we're out. You're not on our store. And I understand that because you look at how much trouble that one game gave Steam, who's not even the registered publisher or has any like monetary
Anything.
providence to that game. Look how much trouble that game gave them.
Yeah, that's just
And it came down to a point that I understand both their points at this point, because you don't want that trouble, but yet you still want to have that freedom of speech on there.
Yeah.
And my thing is as well, there is other stores that you can get your porn games from.
Yeah, perv.
You have J-List, you have Netaku.
Yeah.
Why I know about these is none of your concern.
Yeah, perv. But yeah, that's just it. It's everything belongs in its own place.
Exactly.
But after the past little while, I've looked at the Epic Store and I've essentially accepted the fact that there needs to be competition.
I agree with that. There does need to be competition. I think the competition where they're like, "Hey, we have these exclusive games."
I don't like that.
That is hurting. That's hurting people.
Yeah.
And we agreed with that when EA started doing their own thing with Origins, and even when Obsidian said, "Hey, you want Fallout 76? Come get it on the Obsidian store,
No.
not on Steam."
No, Bethesda.
Or Bethesda. Why did I say Obsidian store?
Cause no.
To sound cooler.
Because Obsidian said, "Fuck you, Bethesda. We made Fallout first."
Pretty much.
It was in their trailer. So like I'm not impressed with the Bethesda store or the EA store or the Uplay store or any of those other ones. I'm fine with Epic and I'm fine with Steam because they don't yes, they make their own games. Well, not Steam anymore, but I'm fine with it. I've accepted it.
I mean, I mainly just use good old games, and that works for me.
Well, I have all the platforms on my tower.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Oh yeah, GDC. I forgot about this. So Crytek.
They're still around?
Yes. Their engine is fucking huge. They pretty much turned into an engine company. So last in September, Nvidia showed off their RTX technology, which was doing ray tracing at a hardware level compared to a software level. And Nvidia's whole thing was the only way that we can legitimately do ray tracing is at a hardware level because software is too slow. So Crytek came out at GDC and was like, "Fuck yous all, we're doing software ray tracing." So they did software ray tracing at the API level, and they showed it off running on a Vega 56, which is funny because that's the Google hardware. So Crytek is probably making a game that's going to be exclusive for the Google Stadia. So yeah. Because they had their Noir real-time ray tracing demo.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that works. Yeah.
Should be interesting.
But do I really care about ray tracing? Not really. It's a fancy technology. It's one of those things that's built into your shit, but you don't really care because it takes so much power to run. Judgment.
So Judgment, and we're going to go through this quick because we're coming up to our at the end of our podcast here. Actually,
yeah.
Judgment was at the moment has been taken off shelves in Japan due to one of the actors having a cocaine related controversy. In other words, he took cocaine, and that's a bad thing to do in Japan.
Yeah, doing drugs in Japan literally fucks your career. You will be
Yes,
blacklisted. Compared to America, where it's it's acceptable.
dude. Like
In
cocaine
Japan,
is
you're
just like another
fucked.
Sunday.
Well, yeah, in Japan, you're fucked. So yeah, he got caught doing drugs, and yeah, Sega was like, nope.
And pulled the game from the market. And not only that, he's also the voice of Olaf in Kingdom Hearts 3 for Japan. He's been kicked from that game as well. They're redoing his entire voice lines because the game's been out so long. He's now been like replaced, and they did an update to change his voice actor.
Yeah,
The
it's
for
bad.
Judgment's a little bit harder in this case because Judgment has the problem of him being an actual face in the game.
Yep.
So this is going to be a little bit interesting. Let's see how that turns out on that side.
It was
I
bad.
so this at this time doesn't mean anything for the US version of Judgment.
No, because we don't even know when it's going to launch.
No, well, wait. Yes, we do. We do know.
Well, we're
when it launches.
expecting this summer, but that could get pushed back because Sega could be like, I think it's August.
A second.
I want to say August 26th.
Judgment Sega release date. Have Google in front of us.
But no real fucks are given because Astral Chain is coming out at that point in time. So,
oh yeah. You know what? We're fine. We'll just even ignore. Q2, Q3. So there is no release date at the moment.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. So we don't know if it's going to be delayed or anything at this time, and that's fine. So yeah, that was the big thing. Like that is to us is a little bit strange, but it's once again a culture.
It's still bad. It's really bad for them.
Yeah, drugs is bad. You shouldn't do drugs. Okay.
All right. So what's coming out this week?
Well, actually, there's a couple more things I want to talk about real quick because I did post it on the thing that we were going to talk about. Today was the Mortal Kombat combat cast during the EDC, and we got shown some new gameplay for Noob Saibot, who actually looks like he's going to be a lot of fun this time. I'm a player that hates Noob, by the way. He looks like he's going to be a blast to play around this time. But the biggest one was that Shang Tsung is going to be coming back, and he is going to be played by his the actor who played him in the movie. So Kari Hiroyuki Takawa is coming back to play Shang Tsung in the upcoming Mortal Kombat 11. That is to me a weird, like something I wouldn't expect to say or hear, but this is an awesome thing. It actually makes me respect everything that's happening with Mortal Kombat 11 even more.
Yeah.
And also, we had a big game announced last night, actually around 2 a.m. In Atlantic Canada. It was dropped that a new Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines game is on its way. So the sequel to 2004's PC cult classic is now getting and by the way, we have to use classic loosely here in this case.
What do you mean classic? It's only been 15 years.
It's still classic because
it's only 15 years. Classic is 25 years.
Okay, fine. And also,
modern.
That's not true. That's not true.
What?
that classic in gaming is 25 years, because you look at PS2 games and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's a classic."
No,
That's
it's
has
not. No, no,
Yeah, you
no, no,
fucking say
no.
God of War is a classic. I've
No, it's
heard you
not.
say that
It
before.
is still modern.
I heard you say God of War is a fucking classic, and you know what? Yes, it is. But it's a classic. It's not 25 years works for maybe film, not for games. That's a
Well,
whole nother discussion.
okay,
But
no. Why did they call it the Nintendo Classic, the Super Nintendo Classic, the PlayStation Crapper?
well, they didn't call it the PlayStation Crapper at first. It was a
It
PlayStation Classic.
started with a C.
It's So, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has been announced and is set for 2020. And I am so fucking excited for that. The Bloodlines actually got me into the whole World of Darkness games, and they're the tabletop for World of Darkness is great. So Bloodlines 2 looks like it's going to be a much more focused around 5th edition, and it's set in Seattle now, based on reports that we had from GameSpot. And on top of that, like, we're going to be a new fledgling joining into the covens of vampires, and have to keep up the masquerade and fight a new threat that's occurring. The trailer, of course, was a cinematic trailer, so it wasn't in-game action or anything like that, but it looks phenomenal. If you are a fan of the World of Darkness or vampire games, definitely recommend picking this up.
Yes. All right. What else? That it?
That is it. Let me pull up the list for our games. I can tell you right now off the top of my head, 2 of the games that came out this week, and
For today?
that is for today. Well, we also have Blaster Master Zero, which we talked about earlier.
Was a launch right after.
Launched right after the Nintendo Direct, and that was, phenomenal. Highly recommend it, especially at the price that it's at. We also had Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, the latest game from Software, and that's
from Software.
and that's on Windows, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yes.
Also today we have Unravel 2 for the Nintendo Switch.
Adorable.
The sequel to Yarny's adventure. We also, on the 26th, we have Final Fantasy VII coming to Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. Generations,
not the remake.
not the remake. Keep that
The
in mind.
original.
The original PS1.
Well, no, the PC port.
Okay. The PC port of the PS1 Classic coming to Nintendo Switch and Xbox One.
There you go.
Then we also have Generation Zero, Avalanche's weird robot shooter that looks pretty fucking awesome.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Windows, PS4, and Xbox One for that one.
And it's a budget title. It's $40.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Canadian. It's probably cheaper in the States. $34.99.
We also have MLB The Show 19 for PS4.
Whoop-de-doo.
Outward, Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Space Junkies for Windows, which is a VR action game. And Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel for PS4. This is the remake of the PS3 RPG.
Game.
Then also we have The Walking Dead, the final season, Episode 4, Take Us Back. Windows, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. The first one of these that's actually published by Skybound rather than Telltale, because, Telltale doesn't
Telltale is
anymore.
dead.
Then also on the 29th, we have Assassin's Creed 3, Yoshi's Crafted World.
What? Assassin's Creed 3, Yoshi's Crafted World. So there's
right. I screwed this up. Just a second. Assassin's Creed 3,
American Frontier. I love it.
Assassin's Creed 3 on PS4 and Xbox One, and then Yoshi's Crafted World on Nintendo Switch.
I would love Connor to be riding a Yoshi on the American frontier.
That does sound actually very entertaining.
That's an amazing mod. And the Switch version is coming later on.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's actually coming out the same day as Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 0.
Yet again.
All on the Switch, just every remaster that they can think of.
Yeah. That it?
So yeah. And that is our podcast for today.
All right.
I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe and also the notification button so that you know when we go live.
Yes.
And we are also publishing almost every day now with new videos, with Let's Plays, and also our What Were They Thinking podcast. And we're going to have new content coming out very soon. So keep that in mind. For GameItAll.com, I'm Lucas Grimm.
Hey, what up? It's Pino 25.
And we will see you guys next time.
Yes.